We live, it's 5 and we're live.
Perfect. Good night.
What's up? What's
Hey
up,
guys,
guys?
welcome to the Friday Live. And I know it's been, I think it's a week's wait right now, right? Since
Yeah,
we've
it's
done one
it's
of
it's
these.
been a week or maybe two.
So if you guys haven't booked a car already during the festive season, just a quick teaser for you guys. There's going to be some videos coming up on Kadeko's YouTube for offers on December. So that's SUVs, hatchbacks, sedans, discounts, exchange bonuses, corporate offers, everything. All those details you're going to be getting them over the
Yeah,
weekend.
I know Tushar's broken his head over it for the past couple of days because of this one word called benefits.
Benefits. We'll give
But
you benefits on one.
yeah,
Very
so everyone, hi. We're just going to go back. Hi, Tata. Hi, Ishan. Hi, Sunny.
और आप सबको ये भी बता दें अगर आप पहली बार ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं हमें हमने यहाँ पर सारे टाइटल सब कुछ तो अंग्रेजी में डाले अगर आपके सवाल हिंदी में हो तो उसको भी आप डाल सकते हैं देवनागरी में डालना है उसमें हम आपको हिंदी में भी जवाब दे सकते हैं
Hello, Modu. How are you?
चलो
Okay, we're just taking the first few questions that came in and we'll bounce back to what's current. Best family car between Marazzo and Ertiga?
both of them are equally good family cars if you want the premium car Marazzo if you want the value for money pick Ertiga
About Punto should worth buying now?
used yes new no
Okay, or what other hot hatch would you recommend if the GTTSI is kept aside?
GTTSI is aside and you're also saying that the JTB is not available
Yeah.
in your city right now so unfortunately you have slim pickings in that because
Figo or Freestyle, I think.
Figo also, yeah, Figo diesel, the S diesel, if you consider
Yeah.
that, you can get like a discount of like easily close to a lakh on that right
Yeah. Hardik, congrats on the i10, but can't really comment without looking at the car, man. CVT lags because of the rubber band effect. Scorpio versus XUV?
XUV any day. If you have more rugged usage, if you have a lot of bad road usage, then Scorpio. And the CVT question, I'll just give you a quick elaborate explanation on that. It is because your CVT does not have planetary gears. You're not shifting from one cog to the next. You don't have different diameter gears. It is a belt which is expanding along with the speed. So what happens is you think it's lag because the engine is revving, but at the same time the belt is trying to adjust its diameter to match it and get the most efficient possible ratio. That is what CVTs are for. So it's not necessarily lag. It's not what is called the rubber band effect is effectively a perceived lag.
Right. Is S-Cross better than the Creta?
It's more value for money, but the better car is still the Creta.
Etios Leva versus Tiago?
Tiago.
Kicks versus Creta.
Ooh.
And we'll club this to the next question. Kicks ka pros over the Creta.
So Nissan Kicks right now by what Jagdev and Karthik have told us, it's very similar to the Capture. So the pros and cons remain similar, but the one difference is the Kicks will probably feel more premium on the inside because of the quality, the choice of upholstery that they've gone with. Creta's benefits, the driving position is better, the ergonomics are nicer, it's a lot easier to drive, the diesel usage is more predictable. We can't talk about efficiency right now, but performance is going to be better as well. Because,
and it's got more features. It is expensive, but I think the features sort of justify it. Okay, WRV versus EcoSport, what would you choose?
If you want a lot of cabin space, WRV for every other reason, EcoSport.
Okay, Tiago, Datsun Go, Santro, which one would you pick within 5 lakh?
Datsun Go.
Okay, Raj is planning to buy an EcoSport S. Can you please brief about its performance and reliability? Okay, Raj, you'll need to specify if you're looking at the petrol or the diesel. If you're looking at the petrol, I'd say okay, that engine is sort of avoidable. I'd still prefer the 1.5 liter Dragon. And if you just want a petrol car, then maybe look at the Titanium Plus. Yes, you will lose the sunroof, but then for every other reason, it's just that I don't see sense in spending more for the S. If you're looking at the diesel, then by all means go for it. You get that exclusivity with the sunroof as well.
Ramit Roy, Ford Freestyle or Ford Aspire. The titanium petrol costs 6,58,000 and the cost of Aspire
Trend is 639. Freestyle Trend Plus is 613, which is the most value for money here. First, figure out if you need the boot or no. If you don't need the boot, then rule out the Aspire completely. Then focus on whatever fits your budget. But in my opinion, the most value for money of all of this is the Freestyle Trend Plus. Okay, petrol or diesel engine, which is better to buy in the new Ertiga? You've driven both.
Yeah, I'd say it depends on your requirement. If you have just regular city usage and you don't see yourself using too much with a full passenger load, that is 7 people on board, then the petrol is perfectly fine. If you have maybe a 50-60% requirement of highway usage extensively, then I would recommend the diesel. Or if you have obviously that much more running.
Okay, should I book the Ford Freestyle Ambient? No, Pramit, move one up, go to the Trend Plus. Best car up to 7 lakh in terms of safety, maintenance, and ride. Let's say look at the Tiago or look at the Freestyle. New Ertiga automatic, petrol or diesel Brezza auto. Daily running is 20 kilometers. First,
any day Ertiga makes more sense. Just stick with the petrol automatic. Both of them are sorted transmissions, and neither one of them does anything great. They're not very responsive. They're not super quick. They're not extremely sporty or something. But for daily usage, if you just want to commute on, neither one of them will disappoint.
What is the actual mileage of Aspire automatic? In the city, it's somewhere around 10 to 12. On the highway, it's somewhere around 15 to 17.
Ritvik Reddy, Harrier sunroof, don't expect it. Maybe they might introduce it later on, maybe a dealer level add-on.
Yeah, but Tata did say that they want to do a factory fit sunroof. Maybe there is an XZ Plus, but nothing concrete as of now. Which will be the best-selling SUV in 2019?
No idea.
No idea.
A strong contender for it will possibly be the new Hyundai compact SUV that's coming in. So if they can get it, not compact but the subcompact SUV, if they can get it into the similar vibe as the Creta, like nothing great but absolutely very few deal breakers, they have a strong contender on their hand.
Okay, where are we?
We're just going through a quick YouTube bounce back, but if you haven't already, give this a thumbs up. If you have people who have questions about any car at all, if you want to, you're deciding should I buy a car now or should I wait for 2019 or something, you can drop in that question as well and share this video.
Okay, quick rapid fire. Quid or Celerio in automatic?
Celerio.
Tiago XZ Plus or Tiago Energy?
XZ Plus.
Does Ertiga get the same 4-speed automatic? Yes. Quid versus Alto 800?
Honestly, if you can push a little bit more and possibly look at a used car from a segment above.
Yeah, or stretch a bit and look at the Datsun Go.
Yeah.
Running of 1,000 kilometers per month, Creta diesel or petrol? Petrol. Rohan says, sir, monthly running is 1,000 kilometers. CS petrol le ya Brezza? CS petrol le lo, sir. Harsha, congratulations. Bikash says, updated Grand i10 Sport or Tiago Energy. Please suggest. Want a car having good mileage.
If mileage petrol or diesel?
Petrol hoga.
Because he's talking Grand i10, both of them have got petrol and diesel.
Petrol or diesel specify, but if you want mileage, look at diesel because petrol engines of either cars aren't very efficient. And between the two, it's the Tiago that will be more fuel efficient.
But if it's the diesel, just a quick rule, if you can say, between these two, the petrol is better in the Tiago, the diesel is better in the Grand i10.
Yeah. Okay. Himanshu says, what's your view on the Nexon's 5-star rating? I think it's a good thing. I think obviously global NCAP norms aren't as strict as Euro NCAP, but it's a start point.
That's definitely for something for more manufacturers to aspire to. Because if you realize
100%.
The difference between the 4-star rated Nexon and the 5-star rated is nothing structural. They didn't add any new features of it. It was largely the passenger side seatbelt reminder that was brought into the equation. So it's definitely a start, and it's very good that an Indian manufacturer is taking this step forward, and it shows that Tata is properly on a revolutionary front foot because they are trying to overhaul the image. Just think about it. In 2014, Tata wasn't anywhere close to doing any of this. Technologically, design-wise, in terms of maturity of product, in 4 years, Tata Motors has evolved so much. It's unbelievable, and we definitely congratulate them for that.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we've just bounced back to the latest questions. So if we haven't answered your question, put them down again. Arnav says he's bought a Creta Marina Blue SX Auto. Congratulations. Hi, Jayant asks, can you please tell the difference between 3-cylinder and 4-cylinder petrol engine? 3-cylinder has got, can you hold this up? There we go. So in a 3-cylinder engine, these are your 3 cylinders, and there is a balancer shaft. So which basically tries and nullifies some vibrations. I hope you can see. And in a 4-cylinder engine, there's 4 cylinders. As simple as that. Okay, should I go for Santro Sports? Is it worth to buy?
Yes, if you're looking at just primarily usage for yourself, then would recommend the AMT.
10 lakh के budget में कौन सी car रहेगी best रहेगी maximum 1,000 kilometers a month? Rohan, we answered your question. Look at the CS Delta. Toyota Rush not coming. Ertiga or BRV?
Ertiga, I'd say.
Any news? Any update on Carlino?
So far, nothing. I mean, few test fuel spottings, but that's it.
Yeah, Cullinan versus Bentayga. औकात के बाहर भाई.
I mean, I'm inclined to say Cullinan, but I don't like either.
Yeah. Akash, after last week with you, I asked for the discount. I got a discount of 50,000 on Baleno CVT immediately, but I'm not sure how they give discount so fast.
See, this is one thing. Just think about it before and after. This is you before you saw the live video and spoke with us. This is after. When you went in, you didn't know that you could ask for a discount.
Yeah.
This happened to me also when I had gone to look for house hunting. That real estate mein agar if the agent tells you that this flat is going for 75 lakh, there's no room for bargaining. India hai, everything can be bargained. So you go over there because the number of customers who actually know they have the right to bargain is low. So because you asked, he's like, okay, fine, let me close the deal.
Yeah.
Plus, this is the perfect time. This is why I say that people who are saying that, should I buy a car at the end of the year or at the start of the next year? Both ways you're getting the same car. I bought my car at the end of the year. December is when I booked my car. But I got delivery in January. It was still made at the end of November 2010. And I registered it in 2011. That's all. That's all the difference is.
Yeah.
So, because they want to clear that stock at the year end, because so many people hesitate to buy the car at the year end, the people who do have a better chance of getting a deal. Simple.
And as a wise advertisement once said, पूछने में क्या जाता है?
So yes, go ahead with the deal. No worries.
Should I buy Desire VXI? Wait for 2019. If you bought it now, then no problem, man. Oh, yay. Where were we?
Slightly up ahead, we'll have to go.
There. Okay, Fidel asked you, welcome back. Israel, कैसा था?
Arey, wow, what a country, man. It was beautiful, but unfortunately, I was there for all of 24 hours. But very interesting for a country that is so small. They have such a wide variety of car options. Obviously, everything is imported. And Israel is a country that doesn't have any domestic car manufacturer or manufacturing. But the amount of technology they're making is going to be something very special for cars that are upcoming, because they are very heavily involved in auto tech.
Yeah, and it's a full startup hub, so it's very interesting stuff in Israel.
Toyota Rush is not coming. Rush is not coming. Chetan Maran.
Harrier or Compass, this is going to be very interesting. I really want to try these cars out back to back. But if Tata prices Harrier where they are telling us they will, then I'm very tempted to say the Harrier, because I think as a package it just shines through for me. The Compass doesn't do anything special, and for 20 odd something on road, Mrs. like cruise control just seems plain stupid to me.
Even so, like the 6 airbags being limited to the 4x4 variant. What is the logic behind that?
That's uncalled for, honestly, more than anything. Anil says diesel engine durability, good performance, maintenance between EcoSport and Nexon. Either personal preference would be the EcoSport for me.
Harsha, the tech creator, most safest car under 7 lakh. Okay, just go with the car with the maximum safety features. If you have an NCAP rating to go by, that is your guide, because otherwise we can't judge it ourselves.
Yeah, Hyundai Elantra petrol, is it worth the money? It is.
Yes, bit thirsty though.
Yeah. Baleno Delta, Tigor XZ Plus.
I'd say Delta, Baleno.
Brezza ZDI or S-Cross Delta for highway and bad roads. I'd say S-Cross. Any comments for Alturas G4? Okay, I really wish the rear seat ride, but on the ride quality in general at triple digit speeds was a bit more sorted. And I really wish when you threw the car into a corner, the rear wouldn't step out, because it gets very scary, man, because it is a big SUV, right? And I'm not talking about 80, 90 k speeds per cornering, right? I'm talking about 50, 60, where you can feel that body roll, you can feel the weight transferring out onto the outer wheel and the rear sort of stepping out. If those two little bits are sorted, then it's a near damn perfect car for someone who's looking at a luxury SUV, right? It's not utilitarian like the Fortuner is. Like Fortuner mein aapko bahut jagah hard plastics dikhenge. It is still built for a purpose. The Alturas, okay, chalo, I'll say it. It feels like an old school Mercedes, and that is a huge compliment.
i20 2012 model diesel for 3 lakh. Feels like a bit much.
Yeah, I think 225, 240 is the right. Between Verna, City, petrol, which is better under 12 lakh. If you want space, City, for every other reason, Verna. Okay, Compass, Harrier or Tucson, we want to compare it, but
you've driven all three of these. I have driven Tucson, Compass very briefly, Harrier I've never.
I have a soft spot for the Harrier.
Mohammad Aslam, no sir, not coming to it.
Inferno कब तक आएगी? Wednesday को नामकरण के लिए जा रहे हैं, देखते हैं कि उसका नाम Inferno ही रख रहे हैं या कुछ और रख रहे हैं. तो
Gaurav Jain, kicks or Creta in petrol. If you want the more smooth engine, it's actually
it's very
very equal. But at efficiency also, both of them are not that far apart.
Okay, दोनों engine smooth है, दोनों engines बहुत पिएंगी, like city में single digit expect करना. Both are very refined. I'm very tempted to give it to the Creta purely because it has an automatic option right now. And
But if
अगर आप manual देख रहे हो तो it is very close.
And if you're not considering an automatic, then possibly the VFM option will still be the kicks. Because one thing you can be sure of is that the kicks is going to undercut the Creta when it comes to pricing. At least when you look at the value proposition also different. Like much like they did with the Capture, you're going to get a lot of very strong standard safety package, which is not the case with the Creta.
Okay.
Standard feature package, not safety by mistake.
Okay. Tigor XZ Plus petrol, NVH and mileage.
NVH is okay, nothing great. Mileage you can expect maybe in city, depending on your driving style. Ultimately, say about 12 in the city, maybe
12 to 14 max,
and 16 odd on the highway at most.
CVT versus AMIO DSG, which is better as a driver's car?
AMIO DSG.
Upcoming Ford Endeavour, what do you have to say about it?
It's going to get a handful of updates. Maybe first quarter of 2019 is when you can expect
engine?
It. New engine, I'm not
because
entirely
the 3.0
sure.
might not be BS6 compliant. There's a new 2-liter in the works.
The deal is that right now we don't know what exactly they're going for. It's all speculation at the moment. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. If we get more concrete details, we can let you know.
Yeah.
Atisham Shah, best petrol car, mileage and fun to drive. Budget 7.5x. Swift for sure.
Any chance of new diesel engine in Ertiga? Yes, it will come, but not
at another year at least of a gap. They probably not introduce it before BS6 norms come.
Yeah. Ertiga का कौन सा मॉडल वैल्यू फॉर मनी है? अगर आप एकदम स्ट्रिक्ट बजट पे हो तो बेस मॉडल उठा लो और उसमें एक्सेसरीज डलवा दो. उसमें फॉग लैम्प्स, एक टच स्क्रीन और अलॉय व्हील्स डाल दो. आई थिंक इट्स सेट. Otherwise just
one
go
below top.
Yeah, otherwise one below top. Z. Best car under 10 lakh, whatever you like, sir. Which color for Hexa?
I'm inclined to say that what is the
chocolate
edition?
Brown.
Yeah, that one.
That chocolate brown looks really
amazing.
Nice. It looks like a big bar of Snickers.
That wasn't what I was going for, but a very good looking car, very classy looking car that is in that color.
Nice, it looks nice. Any updates about Wagoner facelift? Can we see it?
Yeah, it is it's not a facelift.
It's not a facelift. It's a brand new
model
car
that's coming. So expect to see a new Uber, I guess. But it's possibly, not possibly, but for sure you can expect it in the first half of 2019.
Or the first few months. Yeah. Chalo. Thoda aur.
But we don't have concrete details yet. It's all rumors at the moment, but very reliable rumors. Let's just say that.
Yeah. कहाँ गए?
Over.
Yeah. Wow, there's someone who's spamming our feed.
The Super Heart organization. Why, bro? Why do you do this? Why you do this?
Wow.
Okay, I think that's...
Which color for... Oh, yeah, super. There we are. Harrier or Compass, which is better? Chetan, we'll have to see. Right now, I'm tilted in favor of the Harrier, but
really want to... Nirav mode. Is it good to buy a car in December or March? So this is an interesting question. Both times are when you're going to see some of the other discounts, some of the other special offer. March is a time that you would consider a car if you are not happy with the options you already had in 2019. So whatever, 2018, sorry. So whatever has been launched up until now, you're like, okay, fine, I want to wait and see a little bit longer as to what comes up. Say, for example, the Nissan Kicks is going to launch, the Tata Harrier is going to launch, the compact SUV from Hyundai is going to launch. So you're going to have 4 to 5 launches that are happening. In fact, the Wagoner also possibly in that first half only you're going to see. So if you are waiting for a new model to be introduced and you want to see what the market is going to offer in terms of options, then wait till March 2019. But if you like a car that is being sold right now, don't hesitate, buy it right now. It doesn't make a difference to your resale or anything. You can just have it registered in 2019. Simple. Atisham, we answered your question. Hope you received it. New diesel engine in Ertiga, we've answered this as well. Anshul Agarwal, please suggest best car up to 7 lakh in terms of safety, maintenance and riding.
Tiago
or consider the freestyle as well. View on next gen Grand i10. So it's possibly going to be more spacious And yeah, definitely safety tech will be better also in terms of what they're offering in standard. But beyond that, it's anyone's guess at this point.
I think it's coming after. I think the first launch for Hyundai next year is going to be the Kalino. That's going to be in April, and after that we'll see the hatchback.
Okay, so Mayank, thank you very much. Gautaman, if I add LED light handlebar, will okay car dekho, and yeah, aftermarket options are not usually legal, so it depends on the brightness and everything, and yeah, you can get the wiring done. If you don't do it right, it can create some issues as well. आरती सिंह, क्या हम अपनी गाड़ी में किसी और गाड़ी का स्टीयरिंग डलवा सकते हैं? My name is पीयूष.
ओके पीयूष, डलवा तो सकते हैं, फिट होगी कि नहीं पता नहीं.
स्टीयरिंग रैक में भी फर्क हो जाता है, थोड़ा जुगाड़ करके हो सकता है, लेकिन आप करना क्यों चाहते हो ऐसा?
एयरबैग नहीं हो. See, in certain cases, for example, there are many Polo GT TSI owners who upgraded to a GTI steering wheel and all of that. All of that is possible because the new steering wheel come with their own airbags, and the required electronic sensors and all of that are pretty much the same, so it works. But if you tell me कि आपको Swift में पोलो का स्टीयरिंग लगाना है या ऐसे कुछ, तो नहीं चलेगा.
Dhanesh, 1.4 non-VGT or 1.6 VGT of Verna, which one is better for a sedate driver and fuel efficiency? You've answered your question, 1.4. Shashi Gajare, Creta or Harrier, which is better? Right now, I think Arun, who has driven both, would be inclined to say Harrier.
Yeah.
कब तक आएगी भाई? क्या Inferno. Okay.
We've answered this.
First half.
We'll take Himanshu's question. He has a budget of 18 lakh, buy a car after 6 months. Corolla Altis is still relevant, or which car would you recommend except Germans in Hyundai? Do you really want a sedan now? Because if you want an SUV, then I'm very tempted to suggest the Harrier to you. But the Corolla Altis, it's a grandpa's car, man, honestly. And by then you'd have the Maruti Altis, which should be something that's...
So yeah, if you're buying a car after 6 months, yes, the Altis is as relevant as it always was, because the requirement that the Altis is meeting is very specific. It's for a person who just wants an car. Something that will do point A to B transport. It will be very comfortable. It is extremely comfortable. But for the money, you're not getting the kind of features, the kind of quality, the kind of finesse that you would expect. So yeah, it's definitely an overpriced car, the Corolla, no doubt about that. But you can also expect good resale. And if you're a chauffeur-driven Corolla is a very good option.
When full review of Tiago JTP?
Already live.
It's live, but it's on Zig Wheels. Search for it, ZIG Wheels, WHEELS. देख लेना. Or if you've got any doubts, उस वीडियो के comment section में. Ishan Garg, Creta, Harrier, XUV in ascending order. For me, it's going to be Harrier, Creta, XUV. What's your list?
Okay. Based on what I know, I have not driven the Harrier, so I don't know.
How's the Santro automatic?
Muska. It is a buttery smooth. It is. I wouldn't hesitate to say that this is the best AMT I've ever driven, because it is that polished, it is that smooth, it is that easy to drive. So especially if you're like a first-time car buyer, somebody who's new to driving, the Santro AMT is going to be like second nature for usage. So yeah, love it.
It's the best AMT because you haven't driven an Aventador.
That's also quite jerky when you go between touch
It's beyond jerky.
Exactly.
LFA. Anyway. S201 expected price.
Consider in the same lines as your Vitara Brezza, and also say 7 to 9 lakh is what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Rough territory.
City versus Verna versus Ciaz. The most value for money there is the Ciaz. City versus Verna, the better car is the Verna, but you'll miss out heavily on rear seat space. Best car under 10 lakhs. Sunny, whatever you like, man, because there's no such thing as best car. We really like quite a few cars. A Freestyle, an S-Cross Delta, a Ciaz Delta, Zeta, whatever fits. The Nexon, all great cars, depends on what you want.
You decide what is best as per your requirements. Requirements make it what is.
Creta or kicks in petrol, we've answered this. Should I buy Ertiga ZXi or ZXi Plus? ZXi.
Yeah.
Should I buy?
But one thing, if you don't mind stretching a bit for your EMIs, the price difference between the ZXi and ZXi Plus is not too much.
Yeah, but
if you
price
want
difference में touchscreen और camera
that's all.
वो दो चीज के लिए I don't think 56,000.
It's not VFM for sure, but if you don't mind, go ahead.
Buy Creta, wait for S201.
Completely different segments, buddy. If you have the budget of say up to, you can spend like maybe 10 to 11 lakhs on road, then wait for the S201. But if your budget is not a major issue, then stick with the Creta only.
Okay, so someone from our team, Siddharth, who's watching this, says Santro AMT didn't feel all that good in the city. Motu, if you can elaborate what happened, maybe put it down in the comments. It'll help people who are watching this.
Because Alan and I agreed on that only, that we loved how smooth. I think that is what you guys were disagreeing on.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
Santro AMT, mixed reactions.
Yeah, we'll just take these questions. Base model Creta, top model Verna. Reason. Top model Verna purely because of the features I get for the money, and if I don't need the ground clearance, I might as well get it because it's essentially the same car. Hyundai Elantra petrol auto, is it worth or suggest something else? Moksh, we've answered this question. You can go for the Elantra, no problem. But yeah, it is a bit thirsty. That's it.
But if you want something that's just petrol, actually you can look at, if you want a superior petrol auto combination, 1.8 TSI.
But then it's about 2.5 lakhs more expensive. So. Okay, do you think Harrier exterior design is very bad?
It's polarizing.
I love it. I have no issues with it. I think it needs better wheels and a dual tone color scheme and a better name. You don't
like the name Harrier?
No.
Wow.
It's
revelation. Exclusive.
No, purely because Toyota had that name. I want them to be more original.
There's only so many names. You can't call it the Tata Ramesh or something just because it's not.
Oh come on! They had so much, man. The Tiago and the Tigor was such nice names, such Indian names.
Sufyan Sheikh, I want to buy an Audi. Please give money. Same, bro. When will Palisade
there is an LOL. So LOL, very good, very good. Humko bhi do. When will Palisade introduce in India? Is it available with the same petrol engine in India? Okay, so someone in the team spoke to someone at Hyundai, and someone in air quotes because person wants to remain anonymous. Every single SUV that Hyundai has globally is being considered for India, and like I said, with in the past in this live, ki पूछने में क्या जाता है? That is what we did, and we just asked. Said ki, and their response were on the lines of देखने में क्या जाता है? कि we'll evaluate because it's not going to be cheap, right?
It's more expensive than the Santa Fe.
Than the Santa Fe. So you're looking at 40 lakh rupees ex showroom.
For a Hyundai.
So for that price, you've got the X1, you've got the GLA, you've got the XC40, or abhi nahi Audi Q3 bhi aayegi. So Hyundai has to do something to stand out. And at the end of the day, will you pay 40 lakh for a Hyundai? So market research needs to happen, and if all of that is conducive, then the Palisade will come. And 40 lakh for a petrol Hyundai, I don't think for a petrol big SUV, that is not happening. They recently introduced a 2.2 liter diesel. That might come if it comes.
Chalo, let's do a rapid fire. You ask, I answer.
Okay.
Pankaj.
Which will be the top 3 selling SUVs in 2019?
We can't say right now.
Brezza has more ground clearance for bad roads. So does S-Cross make more sense? The S-Cross's suspension is much better. Ground clearance it's okay. The difference is negligible. 10 millimeters से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है आपको by the S-Cross. It's a better car.
Creta versus Kicks versus Harrier, which one is more practical?
Harrier, because of the sheer size.
And great practicality in terms of storage.
Is the S-Cross underpowered? The 1.3, yes. WRV views, 3 things you like and 3 things you don't.
I like the sense of space. I like that it has a unique design compared to the car that it's technically based on. And I do like the diesel engine, efficiency and performance both. What I don't like, number 1, the seats. The cushioning is way too soft. Number 2, they don't have adjustable or well-sized rear seat headrests. And number 3, most of all, the ride quality is too bouncy.
Yeah, it is bouncy. With respect to my previous question on Baleno CVT quick discount, will they do any cheating since they give? No, man.
Not at all.
You ask them, they'll give you even more, another 25,000 of discount. Why would they cheat? There's something called margin, right? And they're not doing you a favor. You are doing them a favor by buying from them.
Give them the example of your friend who's dealing with Mercedes-Benz.
Okay, so I shouldn't be, but let's just say that there's someone I know, or multiple people I know, who've bought cars on road under ex-showroom prices. There is no cheating involved here. It's just that brands are very desperate to move products that don't move. Right, and I'm not saying the Baleno does not move, but the fact that it's the end of the year, no one will buy that car once the calendar turns over, or the interest will go substantially down. They're just trying to get get done with it.
Also, guys, remember one thing: the salespersons at the dealership. Even if you go to an Nexa outlet, you must have seen that suit woot पहन करके बहुत सारे sales executives हैं. There are many sales executives there, but they all function on the commission basis.
Yeah.
They've only got a very small amount that comes in as kind of like a stipend for them. So they have to sell more cars. They have to have X number of target. Because I've worked in sales and marketing, we know how much pressure is there on
At
this.
Porsche.
And okay, but yeah, I worked over there, and yeah, that is what the kind of pressure we have over there. So that is why you can be the pressurizer further. That okay, fine, I'm ready to buy this car. I am here to help you reach your target. You tell me what you can do for me, which is what he's done. 50,000 rupee discount. Push for more, you can get more. Okay, next question. Rajnish Kukreja, average of Creta petrol. Expect maybe 10 11 at most
in the city. 15, 16 on the highway. Desire ZXi, Aspire, Titanium, Amaze, we first time buyer, Aspire. Which car feels underpowered, S-Cross or Brezza? Neither.
Same.
Neither, honestly.
Same engine, same fuel.
Yeah, they both feel pretty much the same. Maruti Suzuki Vitara Brezza 2019 launch date. There's not going to be a 2019 model. 2020, you'll see an all-new generation. Which car will get Car of the Year 2019? From us, none. From, I'm sure there are going to be 20 awards, like Sunroof of the Year or something.
Sunroof, Left Wing Mirror of the Year. All that.
वो सब चलता रहेगा, वो सब फिलहाल नहीं करेंगे.
But for us, so up until now, what is your favorite car? Octavia RS is one car I wanted to give.
वो पिछले साल का. वो 2000. I'll give it to the Octavia RS again.
Such a good car it is.
अब 2017 के लिए Octavia RS blue, ये साल के लिए Octavia RS grey.
मैं रेड को देता.
Okay.
Call it H5X only then.
No man, there were so many better names that they could have gone for, man. See, the Tiago harks back to it, in my mind at least, to the tiger. The Harrier has a reference to the lion. They could have played around with that, man. I'm not saying.
Sher Khan.
No. Salman Khan has a copyright on it.
CLA versus A3 versus RS versus Super. For
driving and space.
So automatically take the CLA and A3 out of the equation.
He doesn't fit in at all.
I do, but not comfortably.
This is not called fitting.
It's again not comfortably. If I fits, I sits. VRS or Superb, I'd say the best balance between driving and space is the RS. If space is a big priority, then Superb.
Yeah.
Why people call cruise control useless feature? I have seen most of my cousins relatives using it all the time. मेरे पास तो गाड़ी नहीं है तो use करने के लिए. So useless features, why they say is because it's defined by your usage. Most people who drive in the city are obviously, which is the majority of private car owners in India, they have no use for cruise control because it's a feature that activates after 40 kilometers an hour. And even on the highway, because our driving is so erratic, even if you set the cruise control, you'll end up with cars, buses just cutting across. You have to tap the brakes, deactivate, which is why people say it's a useless feature. I, for one, disagree with that entirely. For two people who land up driving 600, 700 kilometers in a day at times and who have to do a lot of intercity trips, cruise control is a feature that is absolutely very useful, and I say it is a must-have in certain segments and certain types of cars.
Yeah. Is the Tucson more premium than the Harrier? In many ways, yes. For example, the NVH is infinitely better controlled on the Tucson. Infinitely is a very superlative term, but yes, the difference is night and day. I'd say the quality of materials used in certain places in the Tucson is better. So yeah, it does feel, and it will be more expensive. So yeah. Maruti cars are not safe. Still, you recommend Maruti. Please understand value of life. Lalit, see, 2 stars are still decent, right? You need to factor in the overall scenario of why we recommend certain cars, right? And we're not saying if you buy a Maruti, you die. That's not true, right? And there are certain applications for which a Maruti car fits perfectly fine. So,
and guys, one thing, how many cars, Indian-made cars, do you have crash test ratings for?
Yeah.
The number of options which are out there, you're making a blanket statement saying that Maruti cars are not safe. I will agree with it for the older cars, your old Alto 800, your Eco and everything, because they have been made in a generation where even the existing Indian norms didn't exist. But something that is new, yes, I agree, the Swift should have got more than 2 stars and it's got issues that the Europeans expected. But at the same time, the Vitara Brezza managed to get 4 stars. And that was the base variant. Bear in mind that those two differences, that the 4 stars that the Nexon got was top model. The one that got over here was base model.
Yeah.
So those are small differences you need to pay attention to, and you look at the overall reports. Blanket statements you can't make about any manufacturer. And yeah, like he said, usage defines what safety is. We recommend the maximum possible, but we cannot be sitting over here and saying that this car is unsafe because we don't have the data for it. We are in no position. We are not some small blog that's going to make blatant statements like that. If I have proof saying that this car is unsafe, I will say avoid it. Or if you're buying it, take this into consideration. Beyond that, I'll tell you one very unfortunate fact. Indians in surveys, in articles might say that they care about safety, but the most part they don't. You're still seeing Scorpios and Boleros being stuffed in with 22 people. Seatbelt chodo, headrest chodo, airbag chodo. People still don't care. So we cannot be sitting over here on a high horse pretending to be the guardians of safety. And if we have to make any kind of say a statement like that, it is only going to be with empirical proof, not emotion.
Yeah, and simple thing, man, कि यहाँ पे बोलने वाले लोग बहुत हैं, सेफ गाड़ियां चाहिए. सेफ गाड़ियां खरीद रहा कौन है? You tell the market, you tell manufacturers, we won't buy your cars unless they have these requirements. They will give it to you, and they will stop making cars that don't fare well.
And the one thing, trust me, the only thing that's going to make a difference, the biggest difference here is government policy. Unless the government makes it mandatory कि I am taking away the choice from you, तुमको जो complain करना है करो, you can whine and complain that cars are getting more expensive. You will sit in a safe car or you won't sit in a car.
Yeah.
That is a decree that has to be issued by the government.
Yeah, and tell me, if tomorrow there's a government that says that a basic requirement for a car is 6 airbags, ABS with EBD, ESC, ठीक है? These features are mandatory. इसका मतलब क्या होगा कि आपके बेस वेरिएंट में जो अभी आपको प्रोजेक्टर, हेडलैम्प और टच स्क्रीन मिल रहे हैं, वो मिलना बंद हो जाएगा, सेफ्टी फीचर्स मिलेगा. Isn't that better? The only reason that we see base models with touch screens or projectors or alloy wheels in some cases is because Indians value these flashy features more than they value their life. And I've heard a very absurd reason for someone from Ford, I wouldn't name it. They said the backlash that they faced when they had a 6 airbag variant was किसी ने साइड से ठोक दिया तो रिपेयर करने का खर्चा ज्यादा आएगा. Like भाई जिंदा हो तभी तो खर्चा करोगे.
Simple. पर्सपेक्टिव देखो, ये ऐसा देश है जहाँ पर लोग रात को हेडलाइट चालू नहीं करते क्योंकि बल्ब बाद में रिप्लेस करना पड़ेगा.
Wow.
So that is what I'm saying, that it's easy to be on a high horse, but reality is reality. India, the Indian people have to change.
Okay.
Sorry for making that so long.
End rant. अच्छा, we're taking a small breather. तभी तक आप like सब कर दो.
Moving up a few questions over here.
Guys, I'm seeing 21 likes. Please, that hurts. Guys, I'm seeing just 21 likes. That hurts. Please.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
23. Thank you.
Okay.
For the 2 people who like 25.
Shri Charan, is Tiago reliable up to 10 years? Yes, depends on how well you maintain it and what your type of usage is. Verna or Honda City? Verna for value for money and features. Shaurya for space primarily is the Honda City. Shavin the Gamer, buying A-Class is worth it now? I believe no. It is...
Wait for the new one.
Exactly. Smita Mohabhadar, please start the Know Your Features segment. Okay, we'll take it into consideration, but it's honestly... It's a bit too... we don't have the bandwidth for it right now, but in the long term, we'll definitely take it into consideration.
Okay, small fact. When I joined Car Dekho, that was dumped onto me and I didn't enjoy doing it. But if you say you like it, we'll start.
Himanshu Yadav, Tata Safari Storm will be discontinued, not immediately, but yeah, in the long run, you can imagine.
Because it won't meet safety norms.
Exactly. Rinsha Mahin, safest car under rupees 7 lakh. Look at the Tiago, look at the Freestyle. Shaurya, we've explained the reasons. Abhishek Gupta, Ertiga, value for money or not? Absolutely value for money. Nothing comes close to it when it comes to VFM. Sandeep Kumar, appreciate the work that you guys are doing. Your live sessions help a lot when it comes to cars. I wanted to understand how important is underbody anti-rose coating? Is it required? It's not an absolute necessity because almost every car that's coming out of the factory right now has that kind of anti-rust technology integrated into the paint job itself. They go through that treatment and all before even the base coat is put on.
I have a simple...
I haven't done it on my car. My car is almost 10 years old. Nothing's happened.
If a car that costs 8.5 lakh rupees can't stand... If you're saying that a car that's come from a factory that costs 8.5, 10 lakh rupees will get affected by rust and something that costs 3,500 rupees will prevent it. There are multinational companies that works, they test all of this. So anti-rust coating, it's a scam. You don't need it. Period.
Vyas World School want to upgrade tires of new Ertiga, suggest suitable specifications to make it look good and a comfortable ride.
It's at 185/65, right?
I believe so,
Yeah, so you can look at 205/55s, R15s. They'll give you fatter rubber, sidewalls also nice and It'll stick out a bit, but it'll look nice.
Sandeep Kumar, your car is a Ford Aspire.
Yeah, so
it's perfectly fine. Don't worry about
safest car under 7.5 lakh, good for touring for all four people. Look at the freestyle then. What is the difference between a soft and a stiff suspension?
Soft suspension, this is why I avoid using terms like soft, stiff, firm and all because it's very relative. Very good question, Sriram, and thank you for joining us for the live session. Soft suspension is one where you're going over a certain undulation or something and the car suspension keeps on bouncing because it is soft. Imagine the difference between something like a caramel custard and a cookie. So if you put a hand on the caramel custard, the suspension will keep, caramel custard being the suspension in this equation, just work with me. It will keep bouncing. There's a lot of vertical movement and everything. So it's set towards comfort. So you don't feel thudding and crashing through the suspension. Stiff is something where your play, body roll, your vertical movement and everything is kept under control, which is why you see stiffer suspension in sportier cars. Because you want handling, you don't want comfort in that. So that is essentially the difference. The more focus towards comfort is soft. The more focus towards sportiness is stiff. When you find a balance between that is where the tricky equation comes in because you have to figure out how much do you want it in terms of handling, how much do you want it in terms of comfort.
Yeah.
That's the long and short of it. That's how you look at it. Thank you for the question, Sheila.
Yeah. Can you say which one is better, Ertiga or S-Cross? Let's say if you don't require the 7 seats, then S-Cross.
S-Cross. Vignesh, same for you. S-Cross.
Yeah.
If you have, you look at the value for money pick, but the better car is still the Creta.
Okay, John doing, we're launching a company next year. If it turns out well, I might buy a Range Rover. Nice. Congratulations, man. I'm a bit nervous about it, but let's see whether I get a Range Rover or a Nexon.
It's quite a...
Buy a Harrier so you can tell people it's technically a Range Rover.
Yeah, but I mean, that's quite a big difference. You're talking about a car and another car.
No,
that
expectation, reality.
Yeah. The difference between an optional extra being added.
Okay, and 2 words. Okay. Where is it? When will you guys upgrade to new cars and which one?
My dad brought up this where like, should we buy a new car? I said no.
Yeah.
I have no requirement for it, so I don't know. But if I would probably buy a used Octavia RS. Yes, I am still reiterating that I love that car.
I think I am replacing my 10-year-old Estilo very soon, and I might not buy a new car. I might buy a used car. And I have a car in mind, but let's see. When will Volkswagen T-Roc launch in India anytime soon? Only after 2021. Which car do you both have? He has a Jazz, a 2011 Jazz. Yeah. I have a 2015 Polo GT TSI and a 2008 Zen Estilo. Can Honda launch its city facelift in 2019? Unlikely. I think there's going to be a new generation in 2020. 2 words for people who dislike you, 2 very kind people. 2 words for people who dislike us. Thank you. Yeah. See?
Because I tell you one thing, guys, when you drop in dislikes on our videos and everything, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because you are giving us engagement and that is what YouTube, the algorithm works on. So you are engaging with us. That's all we care about.
Also, I think the hate comments just pushes me to do better, man. It's okay, fine.
And it's online. Nobody's ever going to be nice to you. It's the place where the very worst of humankind comes to gather.
See, you realize both of us are very large people. Okay, people say a lot of mean things to us online, but when they see us, they're like, so yeah, it's okay. Bolo, online jitna bolna hai bolo, farak nahi padta.
Kishan Raghuvanshi, XC40, yay.
Double yay, man. That's a beautiful car.
Swift or freestyle petrol manual, your height is 6.2 feet. I have not checked out the freestyle in
Freestyle is Figo, Aspire. So, kisme zyada comfortable?
If you're driving yourself, I would probably say freestyle.
I'm very tempted to say freestyle. But पीछे मत बैठ, please. नहीं अभी rear adjust आ गया, ठीक है बैठ.
Sid, yes, caramel custard.
Yes.
खा ले, अपने को नहीं मिलने वाले. Sudhir Kiran, Duster 110 PS fuel injector problem continues. You need to go to the service center and have it rectified, buddy. We can't help you with that.
SUV 40 to 45 lakh. Look at the Kodiaq.
Or the Tiguan.
Or the Tiguan and save about 7. Also, if you're buying the Tiguan, push for heavy discounts because you're going to get a lot of it. Ricky is confused between the Compass, Endeavour, X1, XC40. Which one's the best? Only 4 to 5,000 run in a year. Ricky, look at the CRV, man. Petrol le lo. But between all of that, XC40, if you really want to spend and want to get a good car, XC40.
S-Cross or Nexon, I'd say you're fine with either one. There's another question. What is this? Will it be fine if my cars have 33 PSI and all 4?
Which car, Lalit? Which car? I'm sorry, I forgot. which car, please?
Yeah, if you
tell
could
us.
specify that, because the ratings change from car to car.
Yeah, and look at the sticker. It's when you open your driver's door, वहीं पे door sill पे एक बार check कर लो.
Yes, go ahead. Ertiga or BRV, I'd say. Ertiga, what about Jazz, VX, Diesel? Yeah, definitely good pick.
But
I like
7.5 lakhs Rimsha, I don't think you'll get that. No? If you're saying X showroom, then maybe even that is a stretch. I don't think Jazz VX diesel you'll get for 7.5, unless it's used. Danish sir, dent on front fender. Should I and scratch? Should I claim insurance? You can. No issues. Yeah, insurance is there for all of this. No claim bonus is 2,000, 3,000 bucks. It's okay.
ज़्यादा हवा में उड़ना चाहता है, इसलिए we are hoping that Range Rover नहीं तो Endeavour तक तो range हो जाएगी. But Nexon is still a good car. Yeah, definitely. Arun, let's get the Octavia RS wagon.
Yeah, I am still kicking myself for missing that, but yeah, Supreet says गरीब है दोनों
एकदम सही पड़ा perfectly. ये request हमारे boss को डाल दो, appraisal के time पे मौका मिल जाएगा, हम लोग अपने आंसू 100 के नोट से साफ कर सकते हैं.
We are so गरीब, we can only put one emoji, you can put 6.
Fidel George, isn't Harrier's base model too bland for a 16 lakh rupees car? Do we have?
Yeah, we do, but let me introduce you to the concept of a paper variant.
Yeah.
This is so. Look around and ask if anyone's bought the Jeep Compass petrol manual. अगर गाड़ी मिली तो मुझे देना, मुझे चलानी है. Because when the Jeep was launched, I think it was launched at 14.95 lakh ex showroom, but I don't know of a single person who's actually taken delivery of the base model. It just exists so that वो बाटा इफेक्ट पता है जो लोग कहते हैं कि 300 के एक्चुअली टेक्निकली 300 के चप्पल है लेकिन 299 कहते, तो you are in your head you're like, oh shit, it's 299, right? So that variant's sole purpose is to get you inside the showroom for you to come and check out the Harrier. So the main masala is in the XM and the XT, and I think the XT is brilliantly equipped. So let's see prices कैसे आते हैं.
Baleno versus Elite i20. I'd say petrol Baleno, diesel Elite. You can go for the i20. इतना बात करने के बाद में हो गए. Marazzo or Hexa. If you're buying the diesel automatic and you enjoy driving, that is a major reason to choose the Hexa. But if you just want like a regular family
car, then
Marazzo makes sense.
Difference between Titanium Plus versus Signature. Pushparaj, in the Signature, you will get less airbags, but you will get a sunroof. That is the only difference. And I'd say screw the sunroof, buy the Titanium Plus.
Shriram Sivadasan, sir, high octane petrol recommended for normal cars. Why do some cars, performance cars, use high octane petrol? Okay. So octane rating does not improve your performance. Your engine has to be tuned to accept a high octane fuel. Octane rating means that you will need a higher compression or higher amount of pressure for that fuel to combust.
Yeah.
It should not combust before it's supposed to in terms of the firing order and the timing of it. So that is why performance cars, they run on higher compression because they're making more power, which is why they need higher octane fuel. Octane rating, you can take a high octane 97, 99 RON and put it into a regular 800cc from a commuter and expect it to suddenly go from 0 to 100 in 4 seconds. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
The car has to be tuned for it.
Yeah, for example, my GT TSI, I think the recommended RON is 91. Yeah, that's what we run on. And there are times where I've filled it up with 95, I've filled it up with 97. Is there a difference in performance on 95? Yes, on 95 to 97, negligible. Because globally that engine is tuned to run on 95 RON because that is what is the prevalent norm in European countries. So yeah, there are a few cars who will show a slight improvement maybe in say throttle response, but in outright speed, outright acceleration, you won't really see.
Let's put it this way: for the amount you'll be paying on top of it, you're not going to get the equivalent performance gains.
Also, and this equation is reversed in the case of diesels, where even if you look at the Germans, right, on the fuel lid you will see a clear instruction: do not put premium fuel. Yeah, for diesels, just run it on sada, sundar, sasta, tikau, kachra diesel. It runs completely fine.
Okay, Jacob, best petrol automatic SUV.
Creta.
Yeah,
for me.
Not, it's just thirsty as well.
Marazzo M2 or Scorpio S5. Neither, man. Honestly,
go for the Marazzo M6. Stretch for the budget.
Stretch करो.
EMI में फर्क पड़ेगा, but yeah, get for the M6.
और अगर 7-seater ही चाहिए तो Ertiga ले लो. Amaze S or Aspire Trend Petrol, Aspire Trend Plus, Supreet from the Garib.
Yes.
Shriram said, Tushar sir, how was your experience in Israel? Can you tell me about Skoda Scala?
Shriram sir, the experience was fantastic. The Skoda Scala, I tell you what it is. Imagine a Skoda Octavia on a slightly smaller scale. Interior quality, to some extent, the space, the feel good factor on the inside, exactly on par with the Octavia, but it feels even more modern because you've got that virtual cockpit which I've not yet seen in the Octavia. It's there, and the 9.2-inch touchscreen, which is like practically like a theater within the car. You're gonna see it on new cars. One of the biggest touchscreens in most cars, not included like your Volvos and all. So yeah, it's definitely a fantastic car. But if it does come to India right now, be very clear about this. It is just being considered. Skoda has not confirmed plans to bring the Scala. If it does come to India, also you're looking at a hatchback which is going to cost like 12 lakh, 14 lakh easily.
Yeah. Okay. Aspire, Desire, Baleno, petrol, manual. Let's say Aspire. But you'll compromise a bit on space, but it'll be fine. It's genuinely the best car there. Best petrol automatic car with best average under 8 lakh. What's about Baleno? What will be the average in the city? Baleno CVT will give you 10 to 12 or maybe 13 at a pinch inside the city, 15 to 18 on the highway. So you can look at the Baleno. It is a spacious car. The other option you have, ooh,
With best time, we can look at the Jazz also, right? The Jazz CVT is a very
Jazz, but 8 lakhs will be, you'll have to stretch a bit.
But you can still try and push for discounts. Like right now, also you are getting, I think. Actually, let me just try and recall. You are getting low insurance. You're getting an exchange. If you're working at a corporate, you can get some about 10,000-15,000 rupees additional discount also on top of that. They'll even throw in some accessories worth 5,000-6,000 right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something to bear in mind. The Jazz CVT, the tuning is fantastic.
Yeah.
Arnav Singh, what are the key points from an ownership review? Do you mean from the perspective of posting one yourself?
So I would say start with your dealership experience. Very important. Where you bought it. How much did it finally cost you? How much discount did you push for? What was the attitude of the salesperson? All of these little things matter, right? How maintain a log of the repairs and the maintenance that you've carried out, be it periodic or accidental, or if something's gone wrong, maintain a log of that, because people really need to know what is the cost of maintenance. And when it comes from an owner, there is
it's a very clear this thing that this person has no bias and all.
Right. And also when you eventually sell it, something like the resale value that you got, and space, design, all of this is something that we cover. And I don't think, but during the course of ownership, you sort of discover different things about the car. You discover traits, you discover hidden features, sometimes you discover rattles, you discover issues.
Exactly. Like somebody who owns a GT TSI since 2013. 15, sorry. 15, he's had that car, so obviously he'll know about some of the major issues that come up.
Yeah.
And same with my Jazz. I've had it since 2011, now I've had it for 7-8 years. And I come to know certain things that won't even show up in the first 4 years of ownership.
Yeah.
So yeah, just bear in mind, so start taking a phase manner. When you bought the car, how was your interaction? Did he give you any discount or anything? Second thing, how was your first service and the second service? What issues came up? What things did you notice? What was nice? What wasn't? And yeah, how people respond to it, and the emotional this thing also you can go into. How was the salesperson's interaction with you?
Yeah.
How was the service person? Was they advising you properly? How was the bill with that? What do you think about that? Everything.
Okay, Lalit, i20 diesel and Fortuner 33 psi. It's okay, but check the sticker again. I think 32 must be what's recommended for i20.
With a passenger load, I think the i20 at least will be like that. It will probably be 33 front and 32 rear.
Possibly, yeah.
But yeah, just if open up your car door, the driver's side door, open it, and if this is the B pillar, you'll see a sticker around here.
Yeah.
So that recommendation itself will probably tell you that with the passenger load also how much should you increase. But the differential is usually 1 to 2 psi. That does suffice.
Yeah. What mods have you done on your GTTSI remap GTI steering? I have a beautiful mod, and that's a red stripe on the grill. That's it. And I got an armrest. My GTTSI is completely stock because, like Supreet said, I'm Garib, so I couldn't afford any of those. But if wallet willing, I really want to put an exhaust on it. And I hope my brother's not watching this.
Sriram, will Swift RS launch in India? Sorry, sir, not happening. They might consider getting it as like a body kit or something, but not the actual proper booster jet and everything.
Nexon or Baleno?
Both are fine, man. Depends on the requirements.
Best car under 7.5 lakh, camera, steering mounted control and LED DRL.
It's very specific.
See, ललित सर आप पूछ रहे थे ना कि लोग सेफ कार्स क्यों नहीं खरीदते, क्योंकि रिक्वायरमेंट्स ये हैं. But for that you want LED DRL also. Tiago, XZ Plus. Yeah, you'll miss out on DRL, but it's okay. It's a pointless feature anyway. Marazzo top, all chatter, you can buy it. Harrier versus XUV, कौन सी अच्छी है? Harrier. Tiago XZ Plus or Santro Asta Tiago XZ Plus. Okay, EcoSport में कौन सा वेरिएंट लेना चाहिए?
10 plus.
Brezza Petrol, S-Cross Petrol, will they launch?
At the moment, no sign. This is having spoken to CV Raman sir, who heads engineering at Maruti Suzuki. He said that they are still considering it, but it'll come. It'll come for sure, but we just don't know when right now because the demand for both cars, at least in the case of the Brezza, is so high. They don't have the bandwidth to increase production to accommodate the petrol.
Yeah, freestyle सही रहेगी. फिर Swift से हाँ sir, freestyle ले लो. Marazzo और
Ertiga value for money, Marazzo premium.
Why Ford cars have bad reputation in the market? Their sales experience is not consistent. Their after sales experience is not consistent. Their R&D team is fantastic. Their products are fantastic. They're just let down by everything else that supports a product.
The customer touch point is where they are still losing out on.
Yeah.
And they've also got their past is here to haunt them, like it has with Volkswagen, like it has with Skoda, like it has with Tata. That because they had bad resale, like expensive ownership experiences because they were relying on imported parts. People still think that Ford cars, Tata cars, Skoda cars, Volkswagen cars are very heavy on maintenance.
Yeah.
When the reality is something you can find out from an owner is very different from the truth.
Ford Freestyle Trend Petrol or Ignis Delta Freestyle Trend, bro call me Uzi, got it. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Does Ertiga feel like a taxi?
No, not at all. I mean, if you want
you have a great knowledge of cars, but why would someone buy a Jazz? Have you seen how big this man is?
I'm 6.5 feet tall, and yes, I agree with you that the cabin space is like the petrol engine is nothing great and all. But trust me, that car I have moved my entire family plus a refrigerator, and even though I paid a good amount of money for it, I got the standard safety, the best I could get at that point. It was all available: dual front airbags, ABS with EBD, brake assist, height adjustable seat belts, everything was there in that car, and that was a big priority for me, so I bought it. I do not regret my decision one bit.
But if you had to buy a car with the same requirements, what would you buy? Don't say Jazz again. S-Cross?
Or probably, yeah. But if it came with a petrol, I see no reason to buy a diesel with my requirement.
Sir, Ford Aspire top model ले लूँ क्या? Service center is 80 kilometers away. Honda Amaze ले लूँ petrol. Yeah, petrol engine Aspire का better है. So I'd say Aspire, but yeah, 80 kilometers दूर Ford, it's okay, they'll get better, no problem. Endeavor or Fortuner? Endeavor, businessman chore.
Why do people like sunroofs so much? I've seen a new friend who wants to get a new car, but one of the main needs was sunroof. So so we asked this question on the live query itself, and once I think it's down to multiple reasons. One, uske paas hai, mujhe bhi chahiye. Number two, they have kids who want to stick their head out and parents who want to threaten their lives. And second, the last thing is it looks nice. Sunroofs do look nice. So you see a lot of cars which don't have actual sunroof, but the cutout, they'll have like a black color sticker put on it because it looks classy. And I do agree with that. But yeah, most people who are buying a sunroof is because bachche ne bola sunroof chahiye. And bachche ko sir bahar nikal jaye, which I beg whoever is watching this video, do not let your child, your friend, your enemy, yourself, your dog, your fruit, nothing should go outside the sunroof. Let sunlight come in, let nothing go out except for bad vibes.
Whoa, deep. The fruit kyun?
I don't know. It just came to me. Public agar pair kha ke baar feek.
Banana. Nitin, Tushar, Bhau, Arman, namaskar. How are you? His Marathi is getting better.
Try kar raha hu na.
Okay. Sanjay Vadwa, Creta Petrol E Plus or Ertiga ZXi Plus Ertiga? The E Plus has no features at all for that money. Ishwar, launch of S201 in 2019 for sure. Freestyle Titanium or Swift ZXi? Freestyle Titanium. Creta 1.4 base or Brezza ZTI?
If you're getting the Creta S, I would recommend buying that.
Lalit, क्या कर रहा है इधर? How are you? S-Cross के बारे में क्या पूछने गया तेरे को? What about it?
More, man. I shouldn't have to tell you this. Give us more about the question.
Yeah.
Will Skoda bring back the Fabia? No. This is Fidel. Thank you for asking this question.
Oh, they have made it S-Cross instead of the Jazz.
So, with Skoda not going to get the Fabia back, there is one thing they have stated outright, and the reasoning for it is kind of understandable. Because number one, they'll enter a segment with the Fabia where the Baleno's there, where the i20's there, and they're like very competitive players. Skoda has been out of the game since 2013, if I'm not mistaken. 12 or 13 is when the Fabia went out, and they still don't have the dealership reach. So it's like, why bother? Which is why the Scala consideration is coming into the equation, because they're like, rather than getting into the B2 segment, we'll move a space above. So let's see how that works out. But Fabia not coming.
Are skid plates and shark fin antennas for aesthetic purposes only? Skid plates, the actual ones are just that. So for off-road purposes, when you encounter something that is, that will cause the bumper to brush against, so skid plate just protects the bumper. Shark fin antenna, yeah, it's just a design thing. Creta 1.4 base or as a DI, we've answered.
This Tata
Harrier
Harrier mileage. What do you expect?
So in sport mode, when we were bhagawing a lot, it was giving up to 12. In city, it was somewhere around 14, and in eco, I'm sure it will go higher. Okay, Baleno.
Jazz or Baleno CVT, Jazz 50,000 discount, Baleno 22. Yeah.
I'd say Jazz.
Okay, Nitin Kayande, you all automobile vloggers should request government to ban AHO in India. High beam in daylight. AHO is not on high beam.
AHO is low beam. It is the person who's stupid enough to put it on high beam during the day.
Exactly.
इसमें government का कुछ ये नहीं है कि you have to fix your neighbors. You tell them कि भाई high beam बंद कर.
Sarfaraz, maybe you won't read it. We are reading it. मैं बाइक कर रहा हूँ 6 एयरबैग वाली फोर्ड एस्पायर ले रहा हूँ. मारुति की डीलरशिप बिल्कुल के पास में घर है मेरा.
उन डीलरशिप के सामने से जाते बाय करके जाना डिजायर को.
But yeah, we applaud you. Thank you, sir, for making the smart choice, for caring about your family and all, making the right choice. See, think of it this way. जिस फीचर में आप अभी इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो वो एक ऐसा फीचर जिसका आप पैसा डाल रहे हो जो आप उम्मीद रख रहे हो कभी यूज ना करना पड़े. ये सिंपल चीज है कि अगर आप लाइफ इंश्योरेंस ले रहे हो, आप हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस ले रहे हो, एयरबैग्स एबीएस भी एक तरीके से इंश्योरेंस ही है. आप ये नहीं इंश्योरेंस ये नहीं कि अरे यार मैं तो प्रीमियम भर रहा हूँ, मुझे तो बुखार चाहिए, मुझे तो किडनी रिप्लेसमेंट चाहिए, उसके लिए तो इंश्योरेंस नहीं लेते हो ना. इसलिए तो सेम लॉजिक एयरबैग और एबीएस को अप्लाई करो कि इन केस कुछ हो जाए, व्हेन द वर्स्ट हैपेंस, दैट इज व्हेन यू आर प्रिपेयर्ड. तो गुड चॉइस. थैंक यू.
Okay, we'll take a last few questions because it's been an hour already. Hi Shivansh, how are you doing? ZXI or VX? Okay, ZXI Swift or Desire VXI, which is more better? If you need the boot, only then buy the Desire. Otherwise, the Swift is essentially the same car.
Super rapid fire. When is Kia coming to India? March, April 2019. Milind, you're running a 60-70 kilometers per day. You want good average car, at least 17. Should I go for diesel? Yes. Supreet Singh, Amaze S or Aspire Trend, we've answered this.
Aspire Trend Plus.
Sriram Sivadasan, NCAP tests are the base variant of the cars that are tested. Does it depend on the safety features of the car? Yes. Brezza and Swift were tested in the base variant and Nexon on the top. So, we've got a detailed article up on this, Sriram. Basic deal is this, that either NCAP will go out of their way and source the car anonymously from dealerships, in which case they usually go for the base variant.
Because it's cheap.
In the case of the manufacturer providing it, which is what Tata did, that Tata has provided the car, or sometimes the manufacturer directly gives it, which is why you saw the top model also coming in.
Even the Marazzo, the top model was tested.
Exactly. So that is by and large the difference, that NCAP, if they cannot get the car from the manufacturers, once they buy it, they check the VIN number and everything with the manufacturer to ensure that the car that they have purchased is the same one that a customer will buy immediately. But yes, they do accept it if the manufacturer provides the car, but they analyze it to make sure that there's no inconsistency, that the car tested is not the one you as a customer will buy.
Okay, Tata Nexon petrol or freestyle petrol? The better engine for me is the freestyle, but the Nexon has that SUV look going for it.
Sankalp Gaonkar, Tata Hexa total sales, few hundred units.
It did some 700 units this month. But total, I'm not sure. It must be somewhere around 10,000 or 15,000. Not too much.
Introduced. Lalu Reddy, Innova Auto, Creta Auto, Fortuna Auto. Completely different spaces, but if you look at all of them are quite sorted. I personally like the Creta Auto, diesel or petrol. Technical forum, sir, please give me a choice between EcoSport petrol or Nexon petrol. I'd say EcoSport petrol.
EcoSport.
Sanjay Wagwa, can I put 16 or 17 alloys on new Ertiga? You'll have to check for that ready. I'm not entirely sure.
No, you can, but your ride quality will go for a toss.
16 inches still safe.
16 is still fine, yeah. If you want a safe option, tell Maruti you want the 16-inch alloy wheels from the S-Cross and get that.
Fidel George, आप दोनों में से कोई कभी serious accident में involve हुआ है? मैं गाड़ी में एक बार हुआ था, गाड़ी में एकदम slight rear end हुआ है. बाइक में serious accident हुआ है जहाँ पर मुझे surgery और सब में जाना पड़ा.
Touch everything.
Story for a different day.
Tires किस कंपनी का अच्छा है? Small sedan. It depends on your budget. Honestly, there's no such thing as a bad tire. Why is Honda Jazz service interval every 6 months?
They have kept it tight, and yes, it will be more expensive than the Baleno per year.
Yeah, and I find this baffling because the WRV, which is essentially the same car, has 1 year ka service interval. It's just Honda making money where they can.
And
honestly.
service, like one thing I'll tell you guys, Honda service is not cheap. It's not like
Yeah.
super expensive, but you're buying Honda thinks that premium pricing, so you have to assume the same kind of thought process when it comes to servicing as well.
Swift VXI versus Figo. I need only luxury.
Luxury, neither one will give you.
Yeah, both are okay, but
I'd say wait for the new Figo.
Wait for the new Figo. Yeah. Why Alturas Neo Sport doesn't name with ending O?
Why did they do that? Even the Thar isn't ending with O, by the way.
They're moving away from.
I think they've realized that superstition doesn't exist. They introduced it when it happened with the Bolero. So you had the Bolero, Scorpio, Mojo, and all that, whatever names came. But now they're realizing
they've realized a good car is more important than a name ending with O.
Exactly. Superstition can only get you so far.
Daily 15 kilometers, Ertiga petrol or diesel? Petrol. Creta versus Harrier, acceleration and engine refinement, value for money. Engine refinement definitely Creta. Acceleration should be in the favor of the Harrier, but we'll need to test it. Value for money, let's see. For now, I think it will be the Harrier because it's a bigger engine, better platform, all of that. Harrier क्या price पे आएगी? 16 से 21 लाख on road. Base model Ciaz or top end Swift. Stretch a little bit, get the Ciaz Delta.
Motoshed had an accident and it showed him the importance of ABS. Yes, that happens. Hit your cow because
you didn't hit me.
Sorry. Too bad.
Shit.
So you go on the highway and all, you see that because villagers, I've had that incident on a motorcycle as well. I had taken a Harley Davidson. I was riding back from Bhutan to India. And at that time, in the middle of the road, suddenly a villager came up. And that time, ABS, ASR, PUC, BMC, every single abbreviation there is activated, and it saved my life. So yes, ABS is very important. Shriram Sivasan, thank you, sir, for the answers. It was very good catching you both again. Have a good weekend. You too, buddy. Any new reviews coming? So the Capture Petrol, that review should be coming up in Hindi on Car Dekho. When is the Alturas review going live?
The silence should say a lot.
Yeah, but it will come up. It will come up. It's a nice review. Very difficult circumstances of the review, but it will come and it's going to be worth watching. Mandar Jadhav, Baleno Delta better than i10 Sports? Yes. But Grand i10 Sports, if you're looking at it, the budget will obviously have to be lower. Kush Agarwal, Freestyle and Aspire not selling despite being fantastic. Why? The reasoning is something we've said before. The dealership reach is kind of limited, and that is primarily the biggest factor. But aside from that, you also have interactions wherein the showroom personnel don't have test drive cars. They don't have the car that you want, even as a showroom model, as a display car. So that is also turning off some buyers. Arnav saying your apply for safety is great. Wrote an article on it. Awesome. Bro, do send the link to us if you can on Instagram. Aspire ले लूं या 2 लाख और खर्च करके Ciaz ले लूं? अगर आपको स्पेस की जरूरत है, वो कैबिन स्पेस की जो पैलेशियल स्पेस की जरूरत है, तब जाके आप ये Ciaz ले सकते हैं. नहीं तो Aspire बिल्कुल ठीक रहेगा. Rimsha Mahin, sorry. Huzi. Baleno Alpha 1.2 or Freestyle Titanium. Interesting thing. But if you want more cabin space, Baleno. For everything else, Freestyle. Brezza AGS mileage city and highway. AGS mileage in the city will be somewhere around 17.7 kilometers per liter, about 21 odd for the manual. And on the highway, it is 21 odd for the AGS, 21.7 or so. And for the manual, it's about 23.5.
EcoSport or Tata Nexon? EcoSport. What is the difference observed between a 195/60 and the 195/55 tire? So the 60 and the 55, they're percentages of 195. So in a 195/60 tire, the sidewall is 60% of 195. In a 195/55 tire, the sidewall is 55% of 195. So between the two tires, the one with the higher sidewall, in this case the 195/60, will have a bigger sidewall, which means it will be slightly more cushy over bumps.
Abhishek Khare, what do you think about Cleveland bikes? Okay, car dekho, but I have ridden the bike, and God no, for that price I wouldn't even think
just
about
stay
it.
away.
Nitin Kande, without clutch technology like TVS Jive, why not succeed? Even it's an interesting question, but yeah, I think people they assume that if it's automatic, it has to be scooter. If it's manual, it has to be motorcycle.
Value for money version on S-Cross Delta. Which one is better for 7-seater, powerful MPV under 13 lakh? Your only options the Ertiga. When will Harrier automatic come? By mid next year, by Diwali next year? Arnav, yes, do send it to us. Bhupendra, Tata 45X. It'll come.
You just got spy shots, right?
Yeah, we just got spy shots. September 2019 में launch हो जाएगी. 5 से 8.5 लाख रुपए ex showroom. Do tires also affect braking efficiency? Of course it does.
It is the one point of your car which is in contact with the road.
Technically 4, but yeah.
But just okay. But yeah, ultimately that is the reason, which is why when you have low rolling resistance tires or eco tires, they have less grip than you would have with sporty tires, which obviously it's more wear and tear, more resistance, which means more fuel consumption.
There are a lot of factors there, like something like rolling resistance. There are tires that are designed specifically for low rolling resistance. That's a tongue twister. Low rolling resistance, so that you get maximum mileage. There are tires that are made for nothing but grip, so they do just that. Then there are tires that are like a comfort oriented, where the tread pattern of that is tuned to give you more comfort and to isolate noise. So there are different types of tires. There's no single best tire. There's no single tire that we can say offers the best grip, because there are multiple tires in multiple sizes for multiple cars. So there's no blanket rule.
Aspire का petrol engine क्या average है, pickup कैसा है?
It's all right. Average I think आपको 11 से 13 मिलेगा सिटी में.
चलो अभी जल्दी से जवाब देते हैं.
चल final last 5 questions.
Which is the best hatchback? Volkswagen Golf GTI. Chetan Chaturvedi, Creta 16-17 tires में ride quality में difference होगा? Yes.
The 16-inch rides a bit more. It rides a bit better, but 17 का भी काफी अच्छा है.
Because your tire takes up the insulation. Whenever you have bad impact, it's not just your suspension. Your tire sidewall also takes the impact.
Yeah. Don't you feel that Hyundai Creta top variant is expensive, not worth? It is expensive. Worth or not is your.
It's a very relative thing.
Yeah. Do you think Amaze VX will come in CVT soon?
Not sure. They ideally should have, because does it Desire have now come? ZX Plus is there in AMD, right? It's still there
from day.
So VX is definitely a good variant for them to offer it on, and would give them an edge also. It's
Anything
a nice
about the new Duster in 2019, they need to get it very soon.
fast.
But I really want to see how they create a distinction, because the capture is already there.
Ashay Benjamin, new Ertiga or second-hand XUV? I would say new Ertiga. XUV has a little bit of electrical issues still.
Yeah. Final question.
Nitin, how much you enjoyed the Lamborghini Urus? Just to convert to, was it Supreet, I think, who had asked the question, ki Garib, yes, Garib who isliye bura lagta hai, but Lamborghini Urus was next level. But if I had to be honest, G63 AMG was another thing only. It's like,
there we go.
Tata se mil gaye. Shavin the Gamer, buy Swift ZXi for 8.25 lakh. Yes, it is worth good purchase, good variant, very well loaded.
Chalo. I think with that, it's time to wrap it up. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. For whoever stuck around for the whole duration,
hit subscribe.
Hit subscribe.
Hit it once, and then the bell icon that follows.
Do that, and we'll try and meet you next week, possibly, if that is possible. We try to do this every Friday, but it's not possible because we have other work that comes up. But other than that, so yeah. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
You remember Chetan's asking an important question. He's getting married on 27th January. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Will
Harrier,
you get
the delivery? No. Delivery, I doubt it will happen.
If you book now and you tell them you are getting married, have them deliver it on 27th, because it will be launched before 27th guaranteed. Yeah. So that's it. Chalo. See you guys, and let's play that game of will YouTube let us end our live stream? Right. Chalo. See you guys. Bye.
Have a great weekend.